1 week and they die. What happens? Then again, you have to keep on putting new butterflies. But where to get new butterflies? You can't keep on catching them. It's basically, you can't do that also. It's not easy to catch them also, that way, that quantity as such. So they have to rear, but rearing is very difficult because they get affected by fungus, the caterpillars die. So that's a real challenge for enclosed domes. So I always advise you, if you want to, possibly, I've been advising people who have been coming to me, I said, no, do not go for enclosed dome like you have seen in Singapore or Hong Kong, because there the situation is different. They are actually importing pupae. We are not allowed to do that. So that's the reason we can't stock our butterfly parks with a lot of butterflies. And of course, the dome design is not suitable for Indian countries because high construction costs, it goes in crores, and high maintenance cost also, because to maintain that, the climate, you have to control the climate, the air conditioners, the misting, then the plant life inside, and then again the wildlife protection also is important, that you can't outsource to farmers, to private people to rear butterflies like they do it in Malaysia or in Thailand. And then importing pupae also, first of all, is very expensive. So it's not viable to import pupae from Thailand or Malaysia. They can readily give us. They send plane loads of pupae to UK and Americas. But we can't import because we have got a Biodiversity Act also, and it's very expensive also. And rearing caterpillar in that quantity is almost impossible. And there is, of course, as soon as you keep on releasing, there are a lot of high mortality rate in butterflies also. It's a nanni si jaan hai yaar. You can't expect them to survive that kind of rigors. So captive, dome butterfly gardens are not really practical in India, at least. Till if you manage to stock them with 1,000 pupae every week, then it's okay. Otherwise, it's almost impossible. So we have butterfly gardens open air. Like this is the Olekar Butterfly Park, Thane. Rajendra Olekar has been my personal friend, and I've been right with him when he started with. And earlier it was a free of charge. He should not charge anybody. I said, "Arey bhai, tumhara diwala bach jayega. Don't do that. Charge some nominal fee." And look at the crowd that comes every Sunday. And I'm so happy for him actually. And when I was working with, I now retired, but when I was working with BNHS, I used to love to take my BNHS members to every visit there. Every month we had visit in Olekar Wadi, and we had lovely time there visiting, and people used to go crazy, photographing, watching. And I miss it actually. Of course, I've been last year I had gone to meet him, and he also had come to meet me. But that's a place where the open air butterfly garden. It's not dome. Because we already have butterflies. We don't have to bother about butterfly population. They are naturally present there. Only thing is you have to attract them to your place. So that's another trick, that how do you attract them to your place? So let's see what to do that. That's another beautiful place is Samilan Shetty's Butterfly Park in Belwai in Karnataka. And that's another, because that's in Western Ghats. So there you can get the Western endemics. You can get the clipper coming there, and you can get so many dark wanderers, and birdwing butterflies breed in this. Imagine, southern birdwing breeds here. So I could see the butterfly caterpillar, the pupae, and the butterfly, the southern birdwing flying in there. So that was a delight to see that, and people were enjoying that. So that's another park we should, if you get a chance, do visit Samilan Shetty's Butterfly Park in Belwai. And I think every year he conducts special sessions also on butterflies, and he does on frogs and spiders also. So that's another place, and a nice guy also. He's really totally dedicated to. He left his job and is doing this. So I can imagine that it's quite a tough challenge he has taken. But this butterfly parks and butterfly gardens is a very important tool to educate, and education of conservation to people, to send a message. And butterflies can be sort of a tool to reach out to people. People fall in love with butterflies, and then whatever you tell them, they'll listen to you, and they get attracted to it. And once they fall in love with nature, then possibly they'll certainly protect it. So that's very important. So importance of butterfly gardens should not be underestimated. It's very important. It can be a very important tool to convey your message, to reach out to people and tell them why we need to protect, just not for butterflies, but for our future. I know butterflies attract everybody. There's no age bar. And the kids, of course, are curious, and even people, when they are, even the senior and the younger, both are, who love butterflies and come to wildlife to go out. And that's a good way of going out in the sun and enjoying, rather than sitting in front of television or just going on your mobile. It's the best way to go out and be in the sun with the butterflies and watch them and fleet. But of course, that's the reason we decided that, we have been seeing butterfly gardens, seeing. So after I retired from BNH, I had a piece of land which I thought of build a house there, but then I thought, no, I'll rather build a butterfly garden there, and that's the reason we started planning. And then first of all, we thought we'll possibly plan it properly. Of course, my son also came forward, and he first gave a rather rough drawings, and that was quite how to go about and what can happen in that. So my son Samir actually gave me the first drawings, and then we approached a professional architect, Vistas Mehta. He came and we hired him actually, and he did the drawings, and so that's how we started with our butterfly garden in near Karjat. It's about 30 kilometers inside Karjat, and it's called Kehimkar's Butterfly Garden. And here is a garden which now is it's raining heavily, but as the rain recedes, we'll start opening it, and we'll have our first activity also in this September. By 14th, we are going to have a first activity. I'll tell you about that also. So that was it. When we started it, in the summer, quite a hot summer here, but that's how, when we got the drawings and we started following the drawings, and then we started laying up the tiles, and we have the laterite stones we used to match up with the habitat, and that is host for a lot of ferns and other animals. So that's what we wanted to. We want to be friendly with not only butterflies, but to attract other animals also, even snakes, lizards, and birds, and other animals to come here. And we started getting the good quality of soil for that, and started doing the gardens. And this is how what circle you saw is a circle, and now it's been planted, the same circle. You can look at the difference. And we planted the plants which butterflies love. Of course, we also plant plants which people love, because people love beautiful flowers. Many times, beautiful flowers don't attract butterflies, like rose and dahlias don't attract butterflies, but there are other like the zinnias are there, and there are a lot of dahlias. Dahlias don't, but zinnias do attract butterflies, and marigold is there. So that kind of and axora is there. I'll show you those plants where we go as we go. So this is what we planted. This is the last week when we had this moth workshop. Some of the participants came to visit a butterfly garden. So we had made a step by step, and we have arranged plants so that people can see, and the butterflies also have access to it. At the same time, butterflies are not disturbed, by people. But people are, restricted naturally. Not that they love to go and photograph. Of course, many times I allow photographers to go also and cross over. Otherwise, there is sort of a respectable distance between the visitors and kind of that kind of distance you have to keep with butterflies. And of course, you have to catch the young people. This is the Adivasi school people. They were Adivasis, but they had never seen so many caterpillars in their life. So I was really surprised. You are Adivasis, you are living with forest, and you still not very friendly with caterpillars. So I gave them to handle caterpillars and touch caterpillars, and the boys and girls were so thrilled about it. Even the parents were thrilled. And that's where we actually brought our, this. Now when the butterfly garden was ready, last year we started, conducting workshops on butterfly gardening and other activities here, because the kind of ambience it was there, that was where even people enjoyed and butterflies also came. And that's how finally what we drew, what you saw, the piece of paper, the drawings, we finally brought it back to life. And also the kind of reaching out to people, trying to popularize by making out something like stickers, or maybe, and the best part is we brought out this iButterflies, an app for mobile, because we know a lot of people are now so stuck to mobile that the best way is to reach out to the mobiles only, instead of trying to draw them out and tell them no, don't see mobile, come to us. No. So what we did was do an app for them, so at least somehow they have access to butterflies. And this app is actually free of charge. You can download it. And you can enjoy it, and it will help you to identify butterflies. Best part is that. So whenever you get a chance, do download this from our website, iNatureWatch, and you can enjoy butterflies more. It is like a guide to help you to identify butterflies if you are a beginner especially. And then if you are planning to have some sort of a garden, or even starting a butterfly garden, you don't need a big land, you don't require that. You can start even in a balcony, or even in a windowsill, you can do that. Or some terrace, if you terrace, or if you're building, or a society has got a patch of land, try that. So place is not very important. I said the land, big or small. Even I said windowsill will do. And when I was in city in Mumbai, I was a windowsill gardener. I didn't have a land. It's only after I retired I got this land. I got this garden. Otherwise, even I was a windowsill gardener, and I used to attract butterflies on my windowsill. So I still profess that yes, you can attract butterflies on your windowsill also. So learn first what species are around there, around your areas, and accordingly you can plan the menu. If these butterflies there, and you see what attracts them, which are the host plants are there, and then plan out their menu. And butterflies, of course, if you have a space, then don't plant one tree, or don't one plant, but plant them in bunches, attracted to butterflies, not one or single, but in bunches. And especially the host plants in one place, and then your nectar plants in other places. And usually host plants, you try to put them in shade, because a butterfly like to lay eggs on weaker plants. They don't like stronger, because plants also fight back. So plant that grows in the shade is a weaker plant, and butterflies prefer that. And for nectar plants, you have to have them in the sun. So use the sunny situation for nectar plants, and host plants should be planted in shade. And of course, one thing you should always remember: no pesticides, no herbicides, because that's a no-no totally. It's bad for us also. The insecticides are bad for us, but it kills butterflies, caterpillars. So best thing is to avoid always. And if there are any pests like mealybugs or aphids, you can leave it to nature to take care of, or else you can just wash it with a plain mild soap water. But do not use pesticides. Pesticides, frankly speaking, don't kill insects, but they can kill butterflies sometimes, or caterpillars. So you have to, other insects can survive by even harmful pesticide. But butterflies are not that much immune to that. And as I said, plant your flowering plants in a sunny places, because flowering plants require sun, and that's where they can keep on blooming. And now we'll tell you what kind of plants you need to have to attract butterflies. And butterflies, prefer bunches, flowers which come in bunches, like Axora, Alantana, or verbena is there, lantana, verbena, or axora. So these kind of plants are basically come in bunches, and butterflies tend to prefer that. Of course, they come on marigold also single flower, or you can on zinnias also single flower. But yes, they do prefer bunches like this. And here we have, there's some of the magical plants, like especially this tachytarpata on my left side. You see the purple flower. That's a magic flower. You plant this, and it is easy to propagate also. If you take one small branch also and just shove it in the, just thrust it in the mud, keep it and push it in the mud, and then it will just grow. It's almost a Besharam plant, I would say. It don't have to pamper it also. Even if you don't put proper manure also, it will grow. And then you have the Axora. Axora also, of course, Axora you need a little take care, but Axora also requires a sunny situation, and when it starts blooming, it really gives a good flower and attracts a lot of butterflies. And it can come by cutting. So if you can, especially monsoon, you can grow them by cutting. And then you have this Hamelia patiens. That's also another good plant for attracting butterflies. Every morning I see a lot of mormons, and especially the blue mormons come here on my Hamelia patiens. And besides blue mormons, I get sunbirds. And that's a delight actually, to see the sunbirds and blue mormons together, seeking nectar from these tubular flowers. So mind it, see the structure of the flowers. They tend to prefer tiny flowers with tubular structures, not the open flower like rose or dahlia, but tubular structures. Then we have the lantana. Here you see on the left with the little orange tip, the plain orange tip here. But that's a lantana. Lantana is another good plant which is very hardy. And now the myth of it is earlier it was very aggressive, but now it is not that much. So now there are other aggressive species like Chromenella or floss flower that can possibly endanger local flora. But lantana now doesn't spread as it was before. And there are several varieties now available in the nursery which are good and they don't spread at all. So you can safely use lantana. If somebody says, oh, lantana is aggressive, lantana is weak, no. There are several species of lantana, like blue lantana, white lantana, red lantana. These are all yellow lantana also. They will never spread. They will never go, out of your garden and affect the ecology. And then recently I found a Badleja. Badleja, another beautiful plant usually used in Europe. It's called the butterfly bush. And I was trying. We had one Asiatica, but I found the Asiatica with the white flowers doesn't attract that many butterflies. But luckily, one of my gardener, a friend, gave me this plant, which I found in Mumbai itself, that Badleja lindenia. So that's another good plant which attracts not only butterflies but even moths also. Recently, I had uploaded a video of a hawk moth flying on this, coming on this flowers. So that's another Badleja. But you don't worry about Badleja. You have Stachytarpeta with you. Don't worry about any other plant. That's the best plant to attract butterflies. And then we have the ice cream creeper. Ice cream creeper comes in two colors, the pink and the white. But normally you see the pink, and it's very beautiful, and it attracts the honeybees also and butterflies also. And it can come usually. You have to go to the nursery to buy them. It doesn't come by cuttings. It has got seeds also. The seeds fall below the creeper. You can find the saplings now. You can transplant them. But they do attract butterflies. You can see this butterflies. This was in the butterfly park in Malaysia. That the crowding for the nectar on the white ice cream creeper. And of course the pagoda. If you're traveling from Maharashtra south of west, Maharashtra, right from Kudal, Ratnagiri down south, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, you'll see all along the road this plant grows, this pagoda flower. And that's one of the best flower actually for attracting butterflies. And it comes by cuttings also, and get the side shoots also. And you can actually, while going on a trip to Goa by car or going to south, you can just plug them, collect them, and bring them and plant them in your garden. And that's very good plant. It doesn't require too much of sun, but does require for flowering, but it can grow very well in shady places also. Then we have the blood flower. Blood flower is called Marathi, it's called Haldi Kunku. It's another good plant. It's not only a nectar plant, but it attracts butterflies like plain tiger to lay eggs on it. That's a host plant also and the nectar plant also. So, and this comes by cuttings easily, very easily. If you just take cuttings and plant it, just push it in the soil and it will come. Or they get seeds also. Seeds fly with this kind of papus, this kind of cottony thing. But you can propagate with cuttings also, or you can buy from the nursery. So this is another good plant and very attractive plant, and does attract butterflies for nectar. And verbena. Verbena is little fussy because especially in wet areas like Western Ghats, where is too much rain, this plant doesn't survive much. But in the dry areas where you get less rain, especially Pune area and where Bangalore or you have some of the drier areas like Gujarat, verbena does very well. And verbena again is, see the bunches, and they come in different colors. You have red, white, purple, pink, amazing colors. If you can grow them, it makes your garden so beautiful. And you can make hanging baskets also out of this. And you can decorate it. That's the best part. So that will not only attract butterflies, but it beautifies your place also. Your garden has to look beautiful also. And then we talk about what to plant. What you should plant which attract butterflies. Butterflies, as they will lay eggs only on the host plant, not on anything else. So each butterfly species has got some certain species of plants only, and it lay eggs only on that, and caterpillars with only those plants and nothing else. So now you have the Krishna Kamal or the passion flower. So tawny coster comes and lays eggs on passion flowers. You get the wild variety also, which is white colors. It's called the Passiflora foetida, and that grows wild along the roadside also, which I have planted. A lot of tawny coster comes in. But this Krishna Kamal you can buy from the nurseries also, and it loves beautiful flowers. They look beautiful and they come in different colors, pink and purple and white, and they attract tawny coster. And tawny coster means they lay eggs together in bunches, like 20, 30, 50 together, and you have those black caterpillars on the finishing of your your beautiful passion flower. But don't worry, some people might get worried you're losing your plant, but don't worry, it doesn't kill the plant. The plant comes back. But yes, you will for a while the plant will look leafless, but it will come back. And the butterflies also give a gap. They don't come again. They'll possibly come after some months again, and the plant has got a time to recoup. Then we have the commander, another handsome butterfly actually. It was absent in Mumbai, but it's come back to Mumbai. Maybe because this kadam tree. The kadam has been planted again as a roadside and it's become very popular. And because of that, the commander also has been seen in Mumbai after a long gap. That's the best part. So planting the favorite host plant actually brings the butterflies. So you have this kind of, and kadam, you don't have to grow a big tree also. You can keep it as a small, prune it and keep it a small bush also. And it grows by seeds, and you can buy it from nurseries. Very easy. But it's a water loving, it requires a moist soil because they're large leaves. And commander just loves to lay eggs on it. Of course, some places you can use musanda also. Musanda, the dhobis kerchief they call it. Commander uses this plant also as an alternative host plant, and it's a lovely. And the caterpillar looks like a dry, rolled up leaf. You can't make. It's difficult to see the caterpillar. It's so well camouflaged. If you search for the commander caterpillar on the Google, you'll see how well it is camouflaged. And then we have the Aristolochia. This is one of the very important plant which attracts common rose as well as crimson rose. Here you have the crimson rose, the top just newly emerged and resting on the magnolia, on the Son Safa tree, but they have just emerged, and these are the two up. Both are there are crimson roses, and the below one is the common rose. See the white patch on the hind wing, that is the common rose, and the crimson rose doesn't have the white patch. And Aristolochia indica is an Indian birthwort. What Marathi is called sapsund. It's supposed to be, it's a poisonous plant, and that's what these butterflies benefit, because they store the poison, the toxic elements in the body to protect themselves, and they become distasteful, and birds keep off from them. And that's why they have these warning colors. They're pretty to us, but show it to a bird, the bird will say yuck, because they have possibly had a bad experience with these butterflies, and these butterflies fly very slowly. And the best way to plant, of course, earlier I had planted the Brazilian, South American Aristolochias with the big, large flowers. But these butterflies, the caterpillars can't digest the Brazilian species. So they often the caterpillars die. But when they start flowering, the caterpillars can digest the flowers, but not the leaves. So if your plant starts flowering, maybe the caterpillar can survive. But many times they can't survive on Brazilian species or the South American species of these Aristolochia with those large, big flowers. But if you can get the Aristolochia indica, is the best plant for growing, for attracting common rose and crimson rose. And when they come in hordes, and they'll finish off your plant. Of course, they'll leave it leafless, so it will possibly go back. But yes, they come in hordes. And then we have the common mormon, our friendly common mormon that the female mimics the crimson rose and common rose. And kadi patta is the best way to attract. Kadi patta, almost every household has it. And if you can spare some few leaves for the common mormon, the caterpillar will certainly pupate. And because many times people worry, I'm losing these leaves, I want to use them for my tadka and dal, but the caterpillar is eating. But then if you spare some few leaves, I think you certainly get a beautiful butterfly. And kadi patta, it grows well in sunny situation also, and but it prefers shady situation where it grows well, and it is quite a strong plant. I saw them in Corbett National Park. It grows wild in Corbett National Park. So you can imagine, it's almost our entire undergrowth was full of kadi patta. And even you've seen in Matheran, near Mumbai. So you can see this kind of wide distribution of kadi patta, and this plant is widely used by common mormon, and that makes this butterfly so common. And this will attract the butterfly to lay eggs here, and you'll have the bird dropping like caterpillar on the leaves. And then we have the tail jay. If you want to attract tail jay, you should have Son Safa or golden champa. It's a magnolia champaka. That is another Latin name recently changed. So that's a Son Safa. You have the golden champa. Certainly attract not only tail jay, but even common jay will come and lay eggs on it. So two species of butterflies lay eggs on Son Safa. That is the golden champa. And tail jay also lays eggs on sitafal. If you plant a sitafal sapling, the custard apple, it lays eggs on sitafal also, custard apple. So that's another restless butterfly, beautiful butterfly, and it's the Son Safa is one of the best bet to attract them. And then we have the panfuti, they call it Marathi, or they call it now it has been used for treatment for urinary stones, bladder stones also. I remember when I planted this plant in my veranda actually, and I used to find some leaves missing. Every morning I say, who's eating my this bryophyllum, this calancho? And then I found my neighbor, he had a problem with a stone in his bladder. So somebody had told me, you eat these leaves, your stone will fall off. So that morning I caught him. I said, boss, ye mera patte kyun khate ho? नहीं मेरा वो पत्थर है ना इसलिए, अरे मतलब मेरे दिस प्लांट इज आई नॉट प्लांट फॉर यू, अब मैंने वो पौधा मेरे बटरफ्लाई के लिए लगाया है, आप ऐसा करो 2-3 पत्ते लेके खुद लगा लो, बिकॉज यू टेक द प्लांट लीफ एंड द लीफ कैन गिव regenerate into several plantlets. So I give them a few leaves and you should now keep it in the soil and they'll give new plants. And this is another plant which attracts this beautiful butterfly. That's a red PRO. And red PRO, you know, I have some friends who live or stay in the high-rise building, like 7th or 18th floor, and this butterfly can even reach there also on that height. You can imagine, red PRO is a small, tiny butterfly, but goes that high to lay eggs. So if you have this panfuti or this calancho, and you know, you just need 1 or 2 leaves, you plug them, bring them home and put them on a soil, they'll start sprouting from the sides and give new plants. That's another host plant which is now popular in medicine also, because it's supposed to use for treatment of stones, bladder stones. And a very good host plant for this beautiful butterfly called the red PRO. Red PRO is so beautiful, like, you know, you'll fall in love with it. Like, and it's slow flying. It always stays near the host plant also, and easy to photograph also. And then we have the amalthas or the Indian laburnum. It's another beautiful tree you can grow in the garden. If it grows in a garden, it flowers. It's a beauty to see. But it attracts common immigrants as well as mottled immigrants. This is a common immigrant. Common mottled immigrant also looks like a common immigrant, but it has got a fine dark lines, which you can't see here. Here it's a common immigrant, so you'll not see. But the mottled immigrant has fine dark lines. So that's the difference between common immigrant and mottled immigrants. And they prefer cassias, like different varieties of cassia, including the laburnum. So if you have plant laburnum, even sapling you can put. No need to have a big, let it grow. You can keep it a small sapling or a small bush, and common immigrants will keep on coming, and they come in hordes and they'll finish off all the leaves. But as I said, don't worry, the plant will come back. Yeah. So that's a common immigrant. Another beautiful butterfly you can see in summer and throughout the year almost. And then you have the grass yellows. Grass yellows you can see plenty now, you know, especially with monsoon. If you walk along the road, you see them flying among the grasses. But actually, they lay eggs on this cassia tor, the takrachi bhaji in Marathi. In Konkani it's called taikida, and they make chutney also, lovely chutney out of the leaves. And in Maharashtra they have lovely sabji of this leaves, and that's the host plant for this common grass yellow. Of course, common grass yellow lays eggs on jungli jalebi also. The vilayati imli they call it, or English tamarind. You have a sapling of that, even grass yellow will come and lay eggs on that also, because Cassia tora is basically a seasonal plant. You can see only in monsoon. But then if you have jungle jalebi or this vilayati imli, throughout the year you can get caterpillars of grass yellows. So that's another common butterfly you can get in your garden. And as I said, this plain tiger lays on the blood flower, the haldi kunku. The haldi kunku they call it because the color, the yellow and the red color, the haldi and kunku. And this butterfly is favorite. And even there are records of even blue tiger coming and laying eggs on this butterfly, but I have not seen it. But some say even crow comes and lays eggs, but that I have not seen it, so I don't know exactly. And of course, you can rear caterpillar. This is my hand, and you can see caterpillars on my hand. These are the common rose caterpillars, which I had reared. You know, with this Aristolochia, I had grown them, and I had so many of them. Can you imagine so many common rose butterflies I had them in the season. Amazing time I had rearing them, and so beautiful. It's a wonder, it's a joy actually to rear them, watch them grow, and the magic of them emerging from the pupa is so fascinating that you want to see it again and again. And of course, the milkweed butterfly, you know, the milkweed has got a special plants like the rattlepod, the crotularia, or in Marathi it's called khulkula, and the turnsole, the heliotropium. They attract this group of butterflies, the milkweed butterfly, the crows and tigers. You plant this crotularia, unfortunately, you will not get rattlepod and turnsole in any nursery. You have to possibly hunt them on your roadside, or you go in a slightly where, the neglected patch of land is there. These plants grow there. And you can possibly translocate them or collect the seeds and bring them and grow. But turnsole actually grows better after monsoon. And rattlepod, you have to plant them before monsoon, so they grow throughout the monsoon and then they start flowering. But butterflies don't come for the flowers; they come for the juice. And these are the males actually who come, who scratch the plant leaves and suck up the juice, because the juice has got a certain alkaloids, and that alkaloids are very essential for these male butterflies. These are all male butterflies. that makes them active, attractive to females. That's why they flock around to get that extra, attraction, that juice that comes, the alkaloid that makes them sexually attractive. And this is what you get them if you plant crotalaria, the haldi kunku. That's in my garden actually. And you can see the beautiful assemblage of milkweed butterfly. This is our striped tiger, which is a cousin of the American monarch. And then we have the blue tiger, and it attracts all common crow and plain tiger and classic tiger all come together. It's an amazing sight if you have crotalaria. But only thing, crotalaria you don't get the seeds in nursery, so you have to actually look out for them. Sometimes nurseries do have, but very rarely. So especially if you're going on hills, especially you're going to hills like Mathera and Mahabaleshwar near Mumbai, or you're going on the Ooty, or you even go to hills. I saw them in Corbett National Park also. So you can collect those seeds from the wild and then grow them, and you can possibly have this fun of having milkweed butterflies right in your garden. This is the crotalaria. This is at photographed in Lonavala actually, Lonavala Khandala, and that grows just after monsoon. You will see them, and you can collect these plants and bring them home and grow them. And then we have the turnsole. Turnsole grows much after the rice has been cut, the rice is harvested, and the rice fields are open. This plant starts growing, and that's the time you can go and collect it. Actually, you can dig up. The soil offer is almost moist, and you can collect them and bring them home, and you can replant them. And once you replant them, let them grow and let them die also. But before dying, they will be leaving the seeds. So next season after monsoon, you'll see new plants growing on their own. That's what happened in my garden. I brought them and then they died. But next season they grew on their own. Now every season it grows on their own. I don't have to bring them. So that's another plant, and that also has got alkaloid, which is essential for the milkweed butterflies, and that attracts the male butterflies to come there. And they are beautiful plants also as such. And you see the plain tigers coming on the turnsole. So that, then they're crazy when they sit on for hours they can sit on this, extracting the males, extracting the alkaloid by scratching their surface. And they've got two tiny claws. Each leg, the foreleg has got tiny claws. And of course, artificial feeding. You can attract butterflies by attracting with artificial food, like sugar water. Then here you have this at Olekar Wadi, at photographed it. He used to put rotting fruits in this basket, and the butterflies like oak leaf or evening browns are crazy for this, and they come. Or I have seen in Malaysia, they put the sugar water, and then butterflies flock around these artificial plastic flowers. That's they do in butterfly gardens. But yes, you can do it. Like I have done it. I just put some Mosambi, and I put kela, bananas, overripe, but they should be overripe. Slightly, on a sideways they get overripe, because they start fermenting, and fermenting means they are releasing a mild alcohol, and butterflies love alcohol, but they don't like rum and whiskey. They'll die. Nanni si jaane yaar. They're not able to take that rum and whiskey which we take, because that's too strong for them. But they require a mild alcohol which is generated due to fermentation of these fruits. And they will sit there, and you can just go there and almost touch them. That's a oak leaf butterfly, beautiful butterfly. And for a photograph especially, if you sit there, you will just sit there quietly and see the butterflies, each butterfly coming one after another. Like this, the oak leaf came, and it came in good poses, open, close, beautiful. And then the common tree brown came, that also came with some flies around there, the Drosophila flies. And then you have the evening brown, they're flocking around. As it start the day setting, these evening browns start flocking around that same Mosambi, you can see. And then the night, the moths came. That's a food-piercing moth. Look at them. So that's an amazing, if you're photographing moths and butterflies, some of these baits can really help you. And especially banana, pineapple, guava, peru. They are excellent for attracting. Even Mosambi I tried, and that's how it works. And it really works. And they should be slightly overripe. Many times I go to the fruit wala and give overripe, sadela peru bhi de do. So he looks at me, why is taking sadela peru here? So like, I don't want to explain him, but he's puzzled what this guy is asking for sadela peru and sadela kela. So that's but I know why I need them. I need for my butterflies, because they love them. I know you can grow your garden. Like if you don't have land, it's not important. You can grow them in a balcony. You can grow them in your terrace. It's a pleasure actually. Not only you're growing for butterflies, but a pleasure of growing plants for you can grow food plants also. The vegetables you can grow them. You can grow so many subsidies you can grow in this kind of, and you can grow butterflies also, butterfly plants also side by side, and that's another joy. And you can see this kind of plant, people living in high rise also, like you have just a little balcony or just a windowsill, there also can grow them. So not to worry, butterflies will come, they will see, because they can sense the presence of a host plant, and they will fly towards it. You don't have to worry. They will, the plants, keep the kind of some sort of the chemicals, they keep on sending signals, chemical signals, and butterflies pick them. And butterflies taste with their feet. And once they are sure about that, they lay eggs, and they come for the nectar also. Besides butterflies, you can attract birds also on your balcony. And that's, if you're lucky to have a garden like this, well, then you can possibly have a lovely garden to attract butterflies. But yes, what we have been doing now, actually, of butterfly gardens in police station. We did some 10 police stations. We did butterfly gardens for the police stations in Vashi, in New Bombay. Why police station? Because we found, butterfly gardens are a place where you can actually help, soothe our mental stress. And police really work hard. Many times the duties are stretched to not to just 8 hours, but they are stretched to 12 hours, sometimes 24, sometimes 36. Go home for days. And it's really stressed up. And that's the time they require to maintain and balance their mental health. And we found butterflies, I said, 5 minutes, for 5 minutes, you can come and sit in the butterfly garden and you'll feel relaxed. And that's, they accepted. Yes, we need that kind of stress buster where we can come and watch butterflies for 5 minutes and we'll feel better and we'll feel happier and we'll go home. We'll not fight with our wife or we'll not scold our children. That's what they said. That's what, they get so stressed up sometimes, police people. So that's what we did for police station. And then the railways came to us. They said, "Arey, bhai, police station ke liye tum log kar rahe ho? Railway ke station ke liye bhi karo." So we are doing for the Western Railway also, some of the butterfly gardens. So yes, you can actually, if you can see, this is a knowledge you have collected. You know it. You can actually grow on it. No, it is not available in a textbook, or it is nowhere else is given in a formula or a textbook. You can learn it by your experience. And this you can start a consultancy and you can commercialize. It. And nothing wrong in that if you make a business out of butterflies, because you're not going to selling butterflies. You're actually helping the butterflies to create more habitats, and it helps them in conservation. Why not? And at the same time, you are promoting to spread the message of conservation through butterflies. So why not? So you be a consultant, and you can. And see, this way we have created about 45 butterfly zones in India, 6 butterfly parks, 9 butterfly habitats, and 30 butterfly gardens all over India, from Jharkhand, New Delhi, Gujarat, down south, Bengaluru, Chennai, Telangana, Odisha, Kolkata, different places. We have been there, where we were asked to come and do consultancy business. We don't do basically go and build a butterfly park for them, but we do consultancy, and that's good enough. And they managed to bring it. Even Junagadh in Jamnagar for the Reliance we did. So they were happy for it. So that kind of consultancy, and we have done that. And you guys also can do that. You can start your own consultancy, and if you have this knowledge of natural history, you can be an expert and something that you can possibly make a career out of it. Why not? And yes, boss. So this is what we can do, and I always keep that that we will keep meeting. And here's another chance. If you want to meet me, I'm going to arrange a butterfly walk in my Kehimkar's butterfly garden on 14th September. So if you want to come and see my butterfly garden and meet me, try to come. If you can come, this is a bit far from Mumbai, but we can give you address and you can reach out. It's not easy to reach, but yes, we will we'll give you the map to reach. And it's worth traveling, so do come. We have a one-day outing. We can possibly enjoy a breakfast with you also. So let's
yes, thank you, sir.
Out. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And we have a good
session, sir. Thank you.
Session. Yeah, we had a good session, and I'm happy that
very good information. Really, very good information, sir. And definitely we would like to meet you, but not sure. This 14th Sunday.
No. But I'm here, so you can always meet. No, don't worry. And I can many times I come to Mumbai, but actually I know I came for a weekend to Karjat, and I forgot to go back. In last 3 years, I'm here only because I'm with my butterflies. I said I'll be retired, so let me be with my butterflies. I can enjoy the.
Is there any place? Yeah, sir. Is there any place in Pune to visit this butterfly garden? Do you know?
I think Pune also has got a small butterfly garden. Yes, they
Okay.
have. You have to search I think, on Facebook. But yes, they do have. Yes, I think a group is doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Nice.
Welcome.
Hello.
Nice.
Yes, Dhara.
Yeah.
Bolo.
Yes, thank you.
Hello. I'm
Thank you so much, sir. It was wonderful session, eye-opening. Even I learned so many things, and I
Arey bhai,
always
you are also expert. I know. I see you are. You have been conducting butterfly lectures. Also, I'm happy that you are actually. See, we have to share, and we have to. It's not. More the people get involved. Spread the message of conservation is more important. So, people like you are important because you are taking it forward. We can't reach everywhere. I can't reach everywhere. So you have to keep on, taking people to different levels and different areas. So you are doing a good job. I think I'm happy.
thank you so much. You
Yeah,
are the
so-
inspiration, ma'am, and you are the inspiration behind it. I always keep this. Oh my God, you have done so beautiful work on plants. Also, I always refer your book. Whenever I refer your book, I remember. Oh my God, sir has done amazing work. That plant, I always refer for identification. That plant's book that you have written. Yes, it's
Right, wildflower.
Yes.
Actually, I was actually writing a butterfly book, but kya ho gaya ki in between, and butterfly book, the first butterfly book almost took 10 years for me to write because I said I can't sit in BN's library and copy from here and there. I have to actually visit India, see the butterflies, photograph them, and I had to go to Ladakh, I had to go to Andaman Islands, and butterflies showed me India. How beautiful our country is. Oh, that is the one thing I saw India through butterflies, And then I wrote the book. That took me 10 years. The first book.
Wow, lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to meet you whenever
Sure,
I come
we'll meet.
Mumbai. I'll come.
Yeah. Whenever some butterfly meet comes, we'll surely arrange a meet here also, maybe in Karjat, maybe someday. Yes.
Yes.
we can.
Neha, you're next. Yeah, you can ask your question.
Yeah,
I
sure.
don't have a question. I just want to thank Isaac sir and
Oh, yes. Thank you, Shard.
Dhara ma'am and Isaac sir both have been my mentors and my guidance to Butterfly Garden. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
Neha. Thank you, Neha.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we met.
Hello,
actually, for the park.
Yes, sir. We have
Aniruddha
met last
Chaulkar.
year.
Yeah. Tell me.
Hello.
Yes. Anirudh.
I'm Aniruddha Chaulkar.
Chaulkar.
It is so nice connecting with you after so long.
Yes.
And very wonderful session.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I
Thank
plan to visit you, not
Sure,
in
sure,
this September,
sure.
but I don't know.
Always
Yeah,
welcome, always
definitely. I would love to meet you.
Now it's raining
Huh?
heavily actually. Butterflies don't, butterflies are like people, like we don't like too much rains.
Yeah.
The butterflies also don't like too much rains. So they
Yeah.
are not coming here for long because heavily raining. Once
Yeah, this year is too much.
seed, then butterflies will come. Then you're surely most welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for all of you for coming.
Hello.
Yes. Tell me. Yeah,
This is Gauri Ghatate from Nagpur.
बोला.
सर आमचं एक ऑरा कन्झर्वेशन पार्क नावाचं मेडिसिनल प्लांट्सचं पूर्ण पार्क बनवलं आहे.
Oh, nice.
हा, पण आम्हाला आता बटरफ्लाय गार्डन पण बनवण्याची इच्छा झाली आहे आणि आज तुमचं ऐकलं तर कदाचित अजून नीट करू शकू.
Yes.
But we'll need your guidance. तुमचं गायडन्स लागेल
Sure.
आम्हाला.
I will provide. Don't worry. Yeah.
तर तुम्ही नागपूरला येणं होतं का सर कधी?
आता सध्या तर नाही, but actually we have a project in actually on the border of Telangana and Maharashtra in the Itapalli where we are doing a biodiversity park. So we do have to stop at Nagpur and take a road for 6 hours. We travel by road. So
Yes,
Nagpur
sir.
we have a
We'll break
that time we will be visiting Nagpur. Yes.
बिलकुल. आमच्याकडे
Last time I was there
800
in
अबाव मेडिसिनल प्लांट स्पीशीज आम्ही कन्झर्व केल्या आहेत.
अरे वा.
आणि मदर प्लांट्स तर ह्याच्यातल्या तुम्ही सांगितल्या त्या मेजॉरिटी सगळ्या माझ्याकडे आहेत.
Yeah, actually butterfly plants, actually many of the medicinal plants are butterfly host plants also. So you will be actually already attracting butterflies.
हो सर, आहेत बिलकुल. देर आर बटरफ्लाईज. पण कसं आहे की एकदम हात लावला आणि 1000 बटरफ्लाय उडाले असं जे चित्र मी पाहिलं आहे
That magic only certain plants will give you this. Yes, correct. You are right.
मे बी आम्ही ते असे बल्क मध्ये आणि बंचेस मध्ये लावले तर कदाचित होऊ शकेल. पण आम्हाला तुमचा गायडन्स लागेल सर. म्हणजे आम्ही तुम्हाला बोलवूच.
Why not?